Hello and how's it going, everybody? It is Skullzi here with the latest and the greatest gaming news, and the news I have for you all today is regarding a latest discovery that I just made involving the Elder Scrolls 6, and this discovery is kinda crazy and involves a bit of drama. And as always, this is gonna involve the Redfall trademark, and in case you don't know, there is no 100% official confirmation from Bethesda that this Redfall trademark is indeed the Elder Scrolls 6, although there is a plethora of evidence to suggest that this is the case, including a Redguard trademark that was cancelled right before the Redfall trademark was filed. If you haven't seen these videos, check for them on my channel where I do prove that this trademark is most likely related to the Elder Scrolls 6. But today we're going to be talking about my latest discovery, and as always, I'm going to record my screen, that way you can see my bullshit capacity meter is always running at 0%, and that way you can look up this information for yourself to verify it if you choose to. And as always, we're going to start our journey right here, and what this is the pending list for all of the trademarks and patents that are either active, pending, or expired for ZeniMax and thus Bethesda Game Studios. There's a lot of stuff on here, everything from Spy Team to Deathloop to Isle of Madness to Fallout 76, some updates to game engines that people think are never going to come out, and then of course the Redfall trademark. Now there are a few Redfall trademarks, but these ones were filed after the original one, and these other multiple Redfall trademarks are filed because they have to do with other international registrations, such as this one here, which is in Canada. The one we're going to be paying special attention to is the original trademark, the main Redfall trademark, right here, and we're going to take this registration serial number and look into it a little bit deeper so we can get a better understanding of this situation. Now, if you've been following the Redfall trademark saga, you know that my latest update had to do with some pending litigation from a company known as Book Breeze Publishing. Now, Book Breeze Publishing actually filed a suit against ZeniMax involving their Redfall trademark because Book Breeze has a book called Redfall, and this book did indeed come out before the Redfall trademark was filed by ZeniMax. Book Breeze LLC believes that if ZeniMax puts out this Redfall game, that it'll harm their Redfall book, and that may be true. However, I kind of believe that there shouldn't be such a huge case against ZeniMax over this little book, because a video game and a book should be somewhat in two different categories. However, I'm not an expert on how strong Book Breeze's case is, and it seems they may have been a little bit wrong here, or at least the US Patent and Trademark Office is allowing Book Breeze a chance to have their day in court. And like I said, this situation is crazy. Now, if we look at the prosecution history here, this is a blow-by-blow list on all of the events that happened involving the Redfall trademark, and you can see December 11th that someone opposed the trademark, and that was when Book Breeze LLC published them. Now, the US Patent and Trademark Office only gave Book Breeze a couple weeks into February to supply plenty of evidence that they do have a solid case against ZeniMax, and it seems like there is a major update to this situation because they gave, I guess, enough evidence for this case to officially be started. We're all hoping for this case to just get thrown away, but it seems like that may not be the case. Let's look at the actual documents involving this litigation. You can see that this document came out February 7th, which was only a couple weeks ago, and it involves all of the dates and times for this litigation. Here you can see this is the actual document between Book Breeze LLC and ZeniMax over the Redfall trademark, but one thing that does get me a little bit nervous are all of the dates and times here. You can see, like any other court case, there's a lot of date and times. Discovery closes, plaintiff's 30-day trial period ends, defendant's pretrial disclosures are due, defendant's 30-day pretrial ends, all of that stuff, but the main thing that I want to pay attention to are the dates. Look at the final dates in this court case. August 20th of 2020. All of these last few dates, like it looks like the last 10 days here, all take place in 2020. So that means that this court case could take up to a year and a half. I don't know how much that'll affect the release date of the Elder Scrolls 6 if the Elder Scrolls 6 is indeed linked to this Redfall trademark. It could be they could just change the name, change anywhere in the game that Redfall has any permanence, and repackage any products that have to do with the game, and they could be fine. After all, they can still develop the game even though this court case is going on. This litigation only has to do with the name Redfall, so this isn't stopping Bethesda from working on the Elder Scrolls 6 at all. However, it can trip them up a bit because they'll have to change the name of their game, change the name of all of their promotional stuff that they have, and I did discover something far back as 2018 involving an advertising campaign going on for the Elder Scrolls 6. So if the Elder Scrolls 6 was indeed called Redfall, there is already evidence that ZeniMax purchased and has plenty of advertising and promotional stuff with Redfall on it, either being manufactured or probably paid for already. So that this situation, while it may not directly affect the release date of the Elder Scrolls 6, it can definitely trip it up a bit. And if the Elder Scrolls 6 was supposed to come out in 2020, I can tell you right now that it definitely will not. There is no way they're going to be releasing the Elder Scrolls 6 in 2020 if there is an active court case involving their trademark. Of course, I didn't think the Elder Scrolls 6 was going to come out in 2020. I thought it was going to come out sometime between 2022 and 2024. But there are people out there that still, in some weird, wonderful world, think that the Elder Scrolls 6 would have came out in 2020. However, this is even more evidence that it definitely will not. So please stop spreading those rumors. I don't want people getting hyped for an Elder Scrolls 6 release in less than 2 years. That's just crazy, especially because we have Starfield coming out. So let these dates be obvious evidence that that is the case, even if you don't believe all of the other stuff going on or out there. Now, what else is there to discover in this situation? There isn't much. However, there is a list of stuff that Bookbreeze gave to the US Patent and Trademark Office involving everything that they think is evidence, and there is a lot of evidence here, unfortunately. Let's take a look at this. This is the actual case, and all of the things that Bookbreeze believes will be affected by the Redfall trademark that ZeniMax filed, by the Elder Scrolls 6 Redfall. First off, they're talking about a few things here involving the classification for ZeniMax's Redfall trademark. They say the classification has to do with video games, graphics, digital files, all of this stuff here. However, Bookbreeze also says that their trademark falls into some of these categories as well, mostly the downloadable audio, downloadable software, and entertainment services, because their book is an audiobook, so it is digital, it is downloadable, and it is software, I guess. I mean, that seems like it should be kind of stupid, but from the eyes of the US Patent and Trademark Office, that is a very valid complaint, because remember how I would have talked about my Skate 4 video? The USPTO wants EA to change the name of their entire Skate franchise because of games like this. So when it comes to the USPTO being experts even in their own domain, we have to take a little step back from that situation and try to analyze it from the viewpoints of lawyers that are just very, very cut and dry and don't have a deep understanding of the gaming industry. Number 9 is a big one though. The opposer, meaning Bookbreeze's date of the first use of the Redfall trademark, definitely predates the use of ZeniMax's filing for Redfall. Number 10, the applicant's mark and opposer's mark are identical in sound and appearance. I guess, I mean, you can only say Redfall one way, so I guess it would be identical in sound unless you just want to go Redfall, pronounce it with some kind of accent, but I don't think they could trademark pronouncing things in accents. Number 11, Bookbreeze's mark and ZeniMax's mark will be used in related fields and formats. We've kind of touched on that before. Bookbreeze's mark is for fiction books, audiobooks, and downloadable books, and ZeniMax's goods and services are very similar to those. Bookbreeze believes, due to the very high similarity to the marks and the closely related nature of the goods and services, that there is a very high likelihood of confusion between these marks, meaning that Bookbreeze believes that when the Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, and if it is indeed called Redfall, that anyone that hears the word Redfall will immediately associate it with the Elder Scrolls franchise or with whatever the ZeniMax trademark is. And I kind of believe that. I haven't even heard of this Redfall book before, so if the Elder Scrolls 6 is called Redfall, I definitely will not hear of this Redfall book anymore. So that's something that we do have to keep in mind as being valid. Even though this whole situation seems like garbage, there is some validity to Bookbreeze's opposition to this case, and that is scary. Yes, I don't think it can affect directly the release date of the Elder Scrolls 6, because I don't think the Elder Scrolls 6 is going to come out in 2020, but one very interesting and scary thing to keep in mind is, imagine if the Elder Scrolls 6 was indeed supposed to come out in 2020. There's no way it would now. There's no way it would now, unless ZeniMax just destroys Bookbreeze in a court of law. Now, there isn't too much definite information to go off in here. If you're curious, you can look this information up for yourself to read through this, but all this documentation says is just a generalized information involving this court case, involving what Bookbreeze sees as their evidence against ZeniMax towards the filing of the Redfall trademark, and it gives us all of the dates and hearing times for this court case. Now, I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on the situation, and like I said, I'll say it one more time because I'm sure I'm going to hear about this in the comments. Yes, there is no official confirmation that Redfall is indeed the Elder Scrolls 6, however, there is a bunch of evidence that this is the case, and remember, Bethesda denied that Starfield was a game, so I mean, they're going to lie about these kind of trademarks just because that's how their promotional campaigns work. And yes, this may not directly affect the development of the Elder Scrolls 6, but it can trip the situation up a bit, and if Bethesda already had marketing and advertisements planned and paid for, which I provided evidence in previous videos, then this indeed can be at least a major thorn in their side. But as always, I want to know what you have to say about all of this. Let me know down in the comments below, and if your comment wins the internet and make it featured in a future video. Don't forget to subscribe to stay in the know when it comes to gaming news. Follow me over on Twitter for the latest channel updates and random shit about me. Check out my Twitch channel where I am a Twitch affiliate and I stream Apex Legends almost daily. Come over to the channel Discord chat server. There is always an awesome and active conversation taking place. And if you want to have your hand in providing future content and defending the channel from bullshit video takedowns, then consider subscribing to the community here on YouTube for only $4.99 a month, or head over to the Patreon for even more unique and awesome awards. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when I stumble across some paperwork between ZeniMax and Skullzi TV. Oh boy, that would be scary.
Bye, have a great time.